From the iShin Broadcast Studio, it's What's Treading, brought to you by Apex.
Hello and welcome to What's Treading with Tire Review. My name's David, and on today's episode, we are speaking with Shawn Denlein. He is the President of Sales and Marketing at Kumho Tire USA. Let's get to the interview. Shawn, thanks a lot for joining us today. I know your time is very valuable, but this is a topic that I've really wanted to speak with you specifically about for a little while here, because just a few months back, Kumho Tire USA introduced two new EV-specific tire lines. Those are the Crugen HP71 EV and the Majesty 9 Solus TA91 EV. And I wanted, I feel like this really kind of plants your flag in the ground as far as what your strategy is when it comes to EV tires. So I wanted to ask you, when it comes to these two lines, where do you feel that they kind of fit in the EV marketplace?
So I think that there is some standout features that decipher our EVs versus other competitors. Mm-hmm. But before I get into that, I think it's important to note that Kumho has over 60 years of experience in advanced production capabilities, including state-of-the-art automated manufacturing facilities and extensive use of computer-aided engineering practices. So these two new tires, the Kumho Crugen HP71 EV and the TA91, represent an exciting leap forward for Kumho in catering to the evolving needs of what I see as the electric vehicle market. So when I take a look at things, if you look at the automotive landscape, it's transitioning towards electrification. And I think it's imperative for tire manufacturers to innovate alongside these advancements, and Kumho Tire is doing just that. So when you look at our EV, the tire technology is specifically tailored towards electric vehicles. And as we know, EVs have some unique performance characteristics, such as instant torque delivery and also heavier weight due to the battery packs. So therefore, we have to engineer the tire to maximize a few things: efficiency, range, and safety under these conditions. Mm-hmm. So both tires, I want to point out, have several standout features, including our case-silent technology. So the case-silent technology helps to reduce cabin noise and enhance ride comfort. And this is done via a porous sound-absorbing polyurethane foam. And that foam is adhered to the inside of the tire. Another thing that's very interesting is the EV-specific tread compound that we use. It helps reduce rolling resistance by up to 24% on the Crugen HP71 EV and the Majesty 9 TA91 EV by 19% versus the control tire. And then when you look at Kumho in this particular marketplace from an OE perspective, because I think that's also very important, our EV tire lineup is compatible with 11 OE fitments globally and 5 in North America. And the 5 in North America are on popular vehicles such as Kia and Hyundai. So to sum up to what you would ask me, in essence, Kumho Tire's EV tires align with the growing demand for sustainable mobility solutions. So as we all know, sustainable mobility solutions is very important in the US and also globally. So by offering cutting edge technology tailored specifically for electric vehicles, our goal is to not only meet, but to exceed the expectations of EV drivers. So Kumho wants to be the new benchmark for performance, efficiency, and reliability in the EV market.
Fantastic. And, early on there, you'd mentioned computer-aided manufacturing in some of your plants. Can you give us some detail as far as what that means when it comes to actually manufacturing some of these tires, how computers are aiding the development?
So in terms of the computer-aided, you have a couple things. You have the ability to, from a technology standpoint, from a testing standpoint. Mm-hmm. So when I use production, I'm also talking about the testing. So what it does is it allows us to test products much quicker and faster and quicker to market.
Fantastic. And then too, you had mentioned the K-Silent technology, which I think is a pretty cool feature that you have in your EV tire lines. Is that specifically talking about that foam, or is it kind of a lot of different things coming together? Does that include the tread pattern and the compounding and things of that nature?
It's specifically to the foam.
Okay. And so how does that technology combine with that tread pattern to make such a quiet tire?
So how about if we do this? How about if I go into the actual the technology itself,
Sure,
and explain it a little bit to you? I think that would help. And I'll explain this so that everyone can understand. Mm-hmm. So, K-Solid technology employs advanced sound absorbing materials. They're strategically placed within the tire structure. So these materials are meticulously engineered to do a couple things. It dampens and absorbs road noise generated during the vehicle operation. So basically effectively minimizes the transmission of sound vibrations into the cabin. So, and as you asked, the tread pattern. So the tread pattern has been optimized for noise reduction. So the tread pattern plays a crucial role in managing airflow and minimizing turbulent noise generation as the tire interacts with the road surface. So by carefully refining the tread pattern in ways such as the geometry, the groove arrangements, and block shapes, the new EV tires achieve a balance between traction, performance, and noise reduction. So think about it this way. When K-Solid technology and the tread pattern are designed to work in concert. So the result is a tire that delivers an exceptionally quiet and comfortable ride. So the sound absorbing materials within the tire mitigate road noise at its source, while the optimized tread pattern basically minimizes air turbulence. So what you want to have here is that drivers can enjoy a quieter ride, which, as you know, is extremely important in this segment.
Sure, absolutely. And then, as we're talking about that, we've got the low cabin noise, we've got improved tread wear, low rolling resistance, all of these features, they kind of sound like features that would be good on any tire, regardless of whether or not it's made specifically or for EVs or not. So, to this end, what are the advantages of designing tires that are specifically made for EVs? Why not include all of these features in just any tire that you're going to make anyway?
So I agree. If you and I were talking about like what's the perfect tire, rolling resistance would be important, cabin noise would be important, improved tread wear, these would all be very important features. So for us, designing tire lines exclusive to EV drivers allows us to fine tune aspects of the tire performance to meet the unique demands of electric vehicles. Like I said, while characteristics like low cabin noise, improved tread wear, and low rolling resistance are desirable for all drivers, they take on an added significance when we talk about EVs. So one key advantage in designing tire lines exclusively for EV drivers is optimizing energy efficiency. So electric vehicles, as we talked a little about before, rely heavily on battery power and tend to be heavier than their traditional counterparts. And that's basically due to the battery packs. And ultimately, what does this do? It places strain on the tires. So any reduction that you get in rolling resistance directly translates to extended range and improved efficiency. So by tailoring our tire compounds, as we talked about in tread design, specifically for weight distribution and torque characteristics for EVs, we can maximize efficiency, helping drivers get most out of each charge, which obviously is important. And, finally, exclusive EV tire lines can address some other things too. The unique challenges posed by instant torque of electric motors. As we know, that torque is very evident. These vehicles require tires with exceptional two things: traction and grip efficiency. So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to harness the power and deliver responsive handling, especially during the acceleration of the vehicle. So by developing specialized tire formulations and tread patterns, we can help enhance two things: traction and stability.
I got it. And, that makes a lot of sense. And it just blows my mind how much technology, how much R&D is really going into each and every one of these tire lines. I mean, you're talking about things like managing the weight distribution of these EVs. And it's just an incredible thing that you can really, really dial in exactly what you're trying to do with some of these compounds, with some of these tread patterns. So I think that really does make a lot of sense.
Presented from the Aishin Broadcast Studio at Babcock's Media.
And, when you are releasing these new EV tires, one of the things that I know has to be on your mind is that you want these tires to not wear quickly, because that's something that is a concern for a lot of EV drivers. And you are releasing these tires, I believe, with a 50,000 mile warranty, which is very strong. So can you kind of go into, how dealers can use this information to help make sure that their customers are happy with their purchase and that they're getting the right tire for them?
So I think the dealers can leverage the 50,000 mile warranty offered on the HP71 EV and TA91 EV tires. I think what they can do, it's a powerful reassurance tool for customers regarding the longevity and durability of the tires. As you pointed out, the way I look at it, in essence, it's a testament to the brand's commitment to quality, reliability, and customer satisfaction. Plus the 50,000 mile warranty serves as an important indicator of the tire's expected lifespan under normal driving conditions. Mm-hmm. Basically, this gives the customers confidence during the purchase that Kumho tires are built to last extended period, which can help, alleviate a consumer's concerns about, ongoing maintenance expenses, for instance. And I also believe this. I believe that it reinforces the value proposition of choosing Kumho tires for their EV. And one other thing too, David, in addition to the 50,000 mile tread wear warranty, we also have a road hazard protection that comes with the products. And I think this just creates trust with the brand, and it's just an overall good customer experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, obviously, Kumho is making a lot of big investments in the EV tire space. And in the US, we're obviously seeing growth here. We're seeing a lot of drivers turning to EVs. A lot of them are maybe on their second EV in their lifetime. Maybe they're starting on their first here. Of course, we're seeing a lot in the coasts, but even in the Midlands, we're seeing it grow quite a bit. And so, how large do you feel does Kumho feel that this market is in the U.S. and why is it so important to be a name in the EV tire space?
So undoubtedly, investing in the electric vehicle space is a strategic move for Kumho. To your point, considering the rapid growth and increasing significance of the EV market in the U.S., I can tell you specific figures vary on this. But the EV tire market in the U.S. has been experiencing substantial expansion in recent years. And I think what you can point to is the overall rise in electric vehicle adoption across the country. Also, think about this. As states consider to move forward with tires that have characteristics of EVs, such as rolling resistance, I think it's extremely important that for someone like Kumho, us, to stay ahead of the technology. And then, I always refer back to, obviously, OE and automotive makers. You also have major automotive makers committing to electrification and introducing a wide range of electric vehicle models. The need for specialized tires tailored to the unique performance requirements of EVs become increasingly crucial. To really get at the heart of what you asked me as well, is that for Kumho, establishing a strong presence in the EV tire segment, it's not just about tapping into a growth market. It's really about solidifying our position as an industry leader and innovator in sustainable mobility solutions, which I pointed out before is an initiative here in the US with companies and also globally. I think being well known in EV tires is paramount importance for Kumho. I think it allows our company to leverage the expertise and reputation to capture a couple things. I think you capture market share, you build brand loyalty, and I think you drive further growth and innovation in the EV tire space. So when I take a step back and I look at this whole picture, I think, by investing in things like development, research, production capabilities dedicated to EV tires, I think Kumho demonstrates the commitment to meeting the evolving needs of customers. And I think also staying ahead of the curve and as I said before, in an ever-changing automotive landscape.
Absolutely. And, I really couldn't agree more, especially when you're looking at those OE fitments that Kumho has. It really kind of shows where you believe things are heading, where you believe that things need to be, and where you need to be as far as where the technology is. So I think it really does make a lot of sense.
For us, and I know I've said this, but it really showcases the technology. And I also believe that you pointed out with all the variables that go into the product in order to create durability, to lessen noise and things like that. It just shows you that, Kumho, we have those capabilities, and we're just trying to set ourselves apart from others, and also just kind of demonstrating to the consumer that, we are an innovative company.
Absolutely. Well, Shawn, thank you so much for your time. I really, really do appreciate this conversation, and I can't wait to catch up to you on the next EV tire release.
Thanks a lot, David. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, it's always a pleasure speaking with Shawn. And, a lot of what he was talking about during that conversation, it just goes to show how important it is for tire manufacturers to make sure that they're staying ahead of the trends, especially when it comes to the EV space, which is, of course, on the rise. Thanks a lot for joining us. Take care.